And Melissa Berman, CEO of Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors. She helps companies decide how much to give, and she's with us today. Melissa, thank you for joining us. This is crunch time for you, right?
This is a busy time of year in the world of philanthropy and charitable giving. A lot of nonprofits get 60% of their budget between November and January.
So Christmas is only 2 days away. Is the work done, or does this go all the way to New Year's?
You know, it kind of spills over into what we think of as about December 37th, because December seems to last for an awfully long time.
All right, U.S. companies gave, what, $14.5 billion in 2008?
Yes, that's right. Those are the IRS.
How have things thus far, okay, it's not over yet, but how have things shaped up for 2009?
You know, it looks from the various surveys that we've seen that corporate giving in 2009 could be down anywhere between 5 and 10%. I think some of the bigger companies are going to be able to hold their own and use some averaging, but the smaller companies, harder hit, and some industries like the auto industry, really sharp decreases.
Do you see instances of companies committing to a certain amount of philanthropy and then not executing later on?
You know, most companies are able to fulfill all of their ongoing commitments. And some of the bigger companies, especially those that have been involved in mergers, have been pretty careful to try and make commitments to hold things steady. So when Bank of America bought Merrill Lynch, they committed to hold the level of philanthropy for both Bank of America and Merrill Lynch at the pre-merger levels.
Melissa, among the pressures that you see on boards right now when it comes to corporate philanthropy, which one figures larger? Is it just the idea that it's bad form to be giving money to charity when you're cutting jobs, for example? Or is it that they want to preserve as much of the company's earnings as possible for shareholders when things like dividends are down and stock performance on a longer-term basis hasn't been that great?
Yeah, it's a very difficult set of decisions for any kind of corporation or corporate foundation. Corporate giving as a percentage of pre-tax net earnings is really pretty small, so it's not going to have that big an impact on dividends by and large. Most big companies try and keep their corporate giving smooth over a few years by using 3-year rolling averages, but there's often a lot of pressure to be able to respond to immediate community needs in a really deep recession. So a lot of companies are refocusing some of their giving on issues like hunger, Cargill, big partnerships with Feeding America, Save the Children, global food banks, in order to deal with persistent issues of hunger.
Where else is the money going to?
It goes to homelessness programs, so food and shelter, real primary needs, as well as job creation and job development programs like Goldman's 10,000 Businesses initiative that they announced recently to help small companies get going.
Now, very briefly, which philanthropical causes are losing corporate donations?
I think what's losing out the most is probably arts and culture. So those organizations often look to big companies like things that are nice to have but not as important.
All right, hard to take for cities like New York.
Very hard.
Melissa Berman of Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors joining us right here.